Hi guys, I hope all of you are doing well. And today I'm going to talk just about two things briefly so that you can keep motivated for the next 1 week, for this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because the weekend you can get a lot of studies done. And the first thing is that you really need to have this जुनून. मैं हमेशा काफ़ी बार इंस्टा पे या फिर जब भी मेरा पर्सनल इंटरेक्शन होता है स्टूडेंट्स के साथ एस्पिरेंट्स के साथ आई टेल देम वेरी फ्रिक्वेंटली दैट देयर हैज़ टू बी ए जुनून इनसाइड यू. There has to be this ability to sit down and just go through the hard work, just push through the hard work regardless of what the situation around you is. See, people who succeed, people who make it to the final list, they are no one but people who are like you, who have worked a little bit harder, who have toiled a little bit harder, who have used the clues that are available around them, who have studied with a little bit more promptness and a little bit more common sense than you might be doing right now. But you can get to that place because see, I have a similar story. When I wrote the exam for the first time, I messed up the second time. तो ऐसे ऐसे करके मेरे थर्ड अटेम्प्ट में ही जाके इवेंचुअली आई स्टार्टेड फाइंडिंग सक्सेस. राइट, दैट इज हाउ you also have to deal with this exam. Don't worry about what people are saying. Don't worry about what your situation is right now. You might be a person who is maybe a little bit older required for this exam. You might not be 20-year-old college student who is thinking of UPSC. You might be appearing for it late and you might be thinking my competition is with all these younger people, how will I get through? That is not the right approach to have because people in worse situation than you have gotten through. You might be a person who comes from a struggling background financially or in any other ways. You might not have it an IAS or civil servant in your family. You might not be from a rich family. But all these things are just your brain making excuses for you to escape and to find an easier way. Do something else which is easier, which does not require so much hard work, which does not require so much consistent effort from your side. So my advice to all of you is stop listening to that evil side of your brain. You have to listen to the one that is there telling you that you have to have a discipline. You have to literally put daily work into your preparation. You have to sit down for every day for 8 9 hours. Take breaks but study properly. You have to decode the syllabus, study it properly, find a roadmap for yourself which you can follow to become a topper eventually. See, so always remember that there is someone who is in worse situation than you. You are in a good situation. You can potentially do a lot better if you just put work into your studies. All right, so my first point being, don't worry about what is going around you. Don't worry about the external issues because of which you might not be able to prepare for this exam. उसमें आप कुछ भी इवेंचुअली आप उसको पा सकते हो क्योंकि जुनून होता है तो एक बिल्कुल जीरो से आने वाला व्यक्ति भी 100 पे जा सकता है and they can find their destiny. That is the first thing I wanted to tell you. The second thing is that there is definitely a lot of advantage if you are going to study a little bit in advance for this exam. Let's say you are in college first year, second year, and you start studying for this exam. You start figuring out what are the requirements of this exam. So that puts you at an advantage because by the time you graduate from college, you're 21, 22, you can appear for this exam and you can surely crack it if you've had a good amount of preparation you have put into it in advance and you have actually studied properly. You have actually followed the right kind of methodology for studying for this. But that being said, even if you are someone who has taken the exam late like me, I did take the exam a little bit later in my life. I have work experience, I have done other things. That is also all right, but of course you will not have that extra advantage of using your college years to prepare for this exam. Instead of that, you will need to prepare it either while you are working or while you have quit working, and you will have to devote your 100% of your time. And of course you will be more stressed in that situation because what if you don't get through, right? So my advice to all of those people is that सी यू हैव व्हाट यू हैव. जो आपको अभी जिस सिचुएशन में हो, जो आपके सर्कमस्टांसेस हैं वो आपके पास गिवन है. यू कांट चेंज दो पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशंस, दो सर्कमस्टांसेस, नंबर वन. एंड लाइक आई टोल्ड यू इन माई फर्स्ट पॉइंट, there is always someone worse than you. Remember that in your mind. There is always some young person, young boy who is on the street, who is not able to get into a government school even because his circumstances or her circumstances, financial situation, or just the luck that he or she has been brought up with, has been born with, does not allow that person to go to even school, basic school. So you are always better off than someone else, and that is what should drive you to do the hard work, to put in the junoon, to put in what is needed to clear this exam. All right, so these are the two basic things I wanted to talk to you about. And beyond that, tomorrow I will be posting, day after tomorrow I'll be posting detailed sessions on how to write conclusion, how to write body. And I've finally put in a lot of work into an answer writing book that I've been working on So I hope I will put some chapters of it on community as well as on Google Drive so that you can get access to that. And if you want, you can give me some feedback whether some of these chapters are answering your questions. And I'm really looking forward personally to this book because I put in a lot of hard work into how answers writing should be approached, and I hope can get all of your support in order to help so many millions of aspirants to actually know the right way to make something that otherwise has become such a mystery and so hard for a lot of aspirants to tackle. And my bigger hope with this project is to help people write better, because at the end of the day it's not just about UPSC writing, it's also about becoming a better writer, which is very important for your future in whatever career you go. So that's my 2 cents today. I hope you have a good day. Tomorrow we will have a nice good session of around 30 minutes on some interesting topic that I'm coming up with. So see you then on the weekend. Bye bye. Take care.